Welcome to Massive Beers. My name is Matt. We do the beer stuff here. Treehouse up in this piece in the form of their Choconanner. Choconanner. This is a chocolate and banana milk stout. This comes courtesy of my boy George. He did a whole loop-de-loo of New England, and he came home with this that was canned. Is that 5 days ago or something like that? I mean, even a couple of 3 days ago, I think. Maybe. Something or whatever. Anyway, we're going to drink it. We're going to see what's what. So here we go. Choconanner, chocolate banana milk stout. Weird combination. We'll get to that. I know it's commonplace nowadays, but it says here, Choconanner, brewed with a complex array of chocolate malts, house-roasted coffee, chocolate syrup, and heaps of banana. Choconanner is delightfully cornucopia of dessert flavor wrapped up in a fluffy and delicious stout. It delivers a smooth, satisfying mouthfeel with rich blend of roasted coffee and sweet banana. The chocolate malts add depth, balancing with the sweetness with a touch of bitterness, while the chocolate syrup enhances the stout's overall texture. Despite its rich and dessert-like flavors, Choconanner maintains an airiness that makes it easy to drink time and time again. Enjoy. 7.6% brewed at Charlton, Massachusetts. Banana is an off flavor typically in beer, so when you have that in beer, it's just kind of weird sometimes. But I'm game for it, especially in dessert stouts. It can be a thing that works. So we'll see what's what. It's been a while since I've had any kind of banana stout. It's been a while since I've had a treehouse stout. So, yeah. Probably one of the more illustrative treehouse cans I've seen. Like vector graphic-y, not hand-drawn artiness. I don't think I've seen much of that from them. So there's something about it I really do dig from the art design standpoint, from the fact that it's not the same thing over and over again. So I dig that. As far as the beer goes, I mean, it looks all the part of a huge stout. Again, 7 and change. We're not looking like double-digit stout here, but if you give it a whirl and just look at it, it has this rich darkness to it. It comes off looking like something has quite a bit more robustness to it. So you're talking about chocolate syrup, banana, coffee, stout, chocolate, what else? Banana. Anyway, let's give it a huff. That smells awesome. Absolutely 100% awesome. Man, that smells good. Man, that smells good. That has this nice balance of all those components. You're getting that chocolate, you're getting that banana, you're getting those roasted malts. It smells like beer, but it smells like pastry beer. But it doesn't have an overt kind of like crazy lactose-y kind of vibe to it, to where it comes off like milkshakey. It very much smells like a stout with some cool adjuncts involved that are balanced really, really well, as opposed to a hyper over-the-top desserty sweetness. Man, that smells really good. It's robust. It's very volumetric, the word I love so much, with all the components in here. But I cannot stress the word balance enough. It's so easy to get heavy-handed on these beers, but at least aromatically, you're getting all the bits and pieces of what's described in this beer in a very pleasurable package. Again, at least aromatically. Let's see what it tastes like. Cheers, y'all. That's delicious. That is MF and delicious. Man, it is just, I dig Mean Treehouse. I dig what they do. I like their beers. But I'm trying to think of just non-barrel-aged stuff. I mean, their coffee beers are usually killer. Yeah, it's just such a... Again, the word here is balance. There is an ebb and flow to this. It's not all equal parts, but everything here, I think, is at an appropriate level to make the beer sing. First and foremost, let's talk about the beer. I mean, it's not the biggest portion of the show here. It's not the leader in the clubhouse. But I don't think this beer can be as good as it is without the beer portion of the show being as good as it is, because you get this nice roasted malt. Sure, it's enhanced by the coffee portion of the show, but you get this nice rich roasted malt characteristic, this bitterness from that roasted malt. This adds, again, like they talked about in the can, this kind of balance for this kind of sweetness. Big, huge, dark, rich baker's chocolatiness from the stout portion of the show in an epic mouthfeel. Sure, milk stout, you kind of expect it. When you're throwing all these kind of curveballs at it, syrups and this and that and the other thing, it can be hard to kind of nail down that mouthfeel, and I think they've done it here. I'm going to say this and kick my own ass, saying with a plum. I hate when people use that word, but I felt like using it. To the adjunct portion of the show, let's step up to the coffee. Again, not overpowering, but there, you can tell there's a big roasted coffee component to it that shows enough that doesn't get too heavy-handed. Again, it doesn't overshadow the beer portion of the show. Also doesn't steamroll the adjunct sweet portion of the show. The lactose is balanced here, almost like a dollop of cream in your kind of coffee kind of thing, so it works in that sense. And then once you get to the actual stars of the show, when you're talking about the bananas and the chocolate syrups and those kind of things, again, not heavy-handed. The chocolate here, since I assume it's the syrup portion of the show, that syrup is adding this little bit of kind of extra confectionery sweetness, something a little bit above what you typically get from a lactose, but, you know, just adding an extra component. And honestly, the bananas portion of the show here is so well balanced. I think you go just a hair bit less on the impact of the flavor of the banana here, it probably either gets lost or becomes a little bit too heavy-handed. Again, the word balancing, or I should probably say balancing act rather than balance, because it's not exactly across the board. Some things are bigger than others, but the perception of what they are, it's balanced in that kind of way. This is really, really, really good. I have not, admittedly, had a pastry stout in a while. At least one that I can remember. But I will say this, while I can enjoy them, they really have always had to been kind of top-notch S-tier level stuff for me to get a little bit kind of hot and bothered about it, and I'm absolutely hot and bothered about this. I think this is probably one of the best pastry stouts I've ever had, and is absolutely worthy of Mount Rushmore status. So just milk stouts in general, pastry stuff aside. This is fantastic, and I'm super glad I got to try it. Thank you very much, George, for dropping this off on me, and I don't know what else you want me to say. It is a really, really, really good beer that just happens to be a pastry beer. It's kind of that weird thing, like people talk about, are pumpkin beers good or bad? Well, I don't think pumpkin beers are good or bad. It's not like because it's a pumpkin beer it's good or pumpkin beer it's bad. It just happens to be some people make really, really good beer that happen to be pumpkin beers. Well, Treehouse made a really, really good stout. Just happens to be a pastry stout. So it's one of those things where I think you give this to even like an old, grizzled, like angry person, scream at the cloud kind of person. I think even if they on the outward say, I don't like it, I think deep down inside they go, yeah, that's actually pretty freaking good. There you go. Again, Mount Rushmore status, yes. Valued availability, you tell me, I don't know. It was given to me. And leave you with, if you like what we like this, if you like pastry stouts, if you like beer, you like interesting beer, you like just good beer, man. This is a good beer. End sentence. Done and done. Treehouse, have you been to their 4,700 breweries? Have you been to their YouTube channel? Have you had this beer? I'm really interested. Let me know what you thought if you had this beer. Have you had this before? Have they made it before? I don't know. And what's your favorite Treehouse beer? I'm Team Julius, just so you know. I'd love me some green, but I'm still going to be Team Julius, so you guys let me know. Favorites. Any conversation you want to have down there. Hopefully enjoyed a review. Hopefully enjoying a little bit of dessert goodness right now. And hope to see you next time. Cheers, all.